Hey guys, we're back with a podcast. We haven't done one of these in some time. We're doing a little bit different of a format. Indie Pride from Milk and Cookies Total War is joining us here today. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, man. How about you?
Oh, stoked to get some Vermintide action, and I haven't played in about a month or so.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good time. You know how we do.
Well, yeah, we're playing on hard because basically, and he's like, "Do you think you can handle this?" I'm like, yeah, man. Like, I'm cool and such, but probably not going to go so well. I'm optimistic.
I'm not. we were gonna do Nightmare, and I was like, I don't think Italian can handle this. He's not good enough.
I started like stuttering and stammering. I'm like, yeah,
No, I'm mad at him because he has like Red Sword and Dagger, which is like the most elite, rare, incredibly good weapon in all of Vermintide, and he's ranked 22. And a lot of people like didn't get that till like, well, I didn't get it until like I was like ranked 150. So having that this early on is pretty crazy.
You know, I always try to go for handicaps when I play. So, like we were saying, this is like my helmet. Drag my head against the wall.
Run into the wall like a retard. Basically.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing this rather than just a static image. Figure this is a little bit more fun. We got just plenty of stuff coming out too. So, speaking of that, I mean, since we're on this game, I mean, I was looking at that launch trailer for Vermintide 2, and it took me forever to realize that the hero or the class that the elf gets is a shade. I was like, what the hell is that class?
Yeah, what'd you say it was in the video when you saw it the first time?
I didn't know. I was like, I don't know what that is, with a skull on its face.
Your subs were super mad at you for not knowing.
I know, rightfully so, man. I mean,
well, it's weird, right? Because she's a wood elf.
Yeah, exactly. That's like
not really what you expect to see. Oh, the wood elf is a dark elf now. Like, what's happening?
Well, I guess like if I think about it, okay, this is end times, and in the end times, like Malekith becomes the Eternity Lord, King, Toilet Sword or Toilet Master.
Toilet Sword. Yep, he's the toilet. Malekith Toilet Sword confirmed.
Yeah, man, just a single toilet bowl with a little blade on the end of it. But he becomes.
Sounds like something a dark elf would be into.
Dude, dark elves are into all sorts of kinky weird shit.
I mean, it's true.
Hate those guys. You like that? Just totally gibbed him.
Oh, you're so good with that True Flight that literally hits whatever target you shoot.
What can I say, dude? You know, again, Red Sword and Dagger.
100% accuracy with this thing, so impressive.
Dude, no one can beat me. But, well, I mean, like, if we try like an Eternity King combines High Elves, Dark Elves, and Wood Elves, so I guess it makes sense that she's going to be able to be what looks like a Waywatcher, a Shade, and a Shadow Warrior.
Yeah, so the way I'm looking at it is that Waywatcher is her canon story, and then the others are just careers for additional gameplay flavor, and there will be some lore to back it up, but it won't necessarily make a ton of sense, which is fine. I mean, I think her canon story is obviously she's a Waywatcher, she's a Wood Elf. She'll always be a Wood Elf, but I'm fine, like, I don't even know if they haven't said she's like a dark elf. They're saying like, I think the story for it is that she's pledged herself to Cain, which makes sense because Cain is an elven god, and that's all that really matters. It doesn't matter whether you're a high elf, a dark elf, or a wood elf. You're going to be praying to the same pantheon of gods.
Yep.
And even high elves like still worship Cain and stuff before going to battle.
It's very true. It's like. And I'm cool with that. Like you said, like I'm okay with him like giving me more options. Like I like oh shit. I like what if scenarios. Like you've got all this great content and this great like gameplay. Like why not create a situation that's like, okay, well, what if rather than her being a Waywatcher, it was a what the hell is that thing called? A Shade.
I like how he says, let's avoid the patrol, and like, we've already been attacked by the patrol.
Yeah, seriously. Totally round the corner right into those things, too. The AI in this game, like, or the voice acting in this game when it's like, so late with the cues, like, it's a gutter runner, and someone just getting stabbed to death on the ground.
Basically. Alright, so what were you saying?
Just that, like, I agree with you. Like, I really like the fact that, like, oh, okay, hey, this isn't necessarily canon / lore for the game, but here you go. Now you can play as this. Here's a what if scenario of what if rather than her being a Waywatcher, she was a Shade or a Shadow Warrior. Like, I'm down with that. I think that's really cool. Or rather than you being a Ranger, you're an Ironbreaker. or the other a Slayer. Like that's really fun to me, I think.
Well, yeah, and like for some, like for the dwarf, it canonically it makes like sense. Like that, all that could work.
Yeah,
because a dwarf could be those things.
Yeah,
it's a lot harder to be a separate race of elf. But again, she's not actually a dark elf. She's just a Khainite worshiper, which works in its own little way.
Yeah.
We don't know what her other two careers will be yet. I'm assuming it will be Waywatcher, and then I mean it'd be cool if the other one was high elf related. So seeing a Shadow Warrior or something, although that might be kind of a cop out because it's literally the exact same thing as like Waywatcher and Shade for the other two races. But
yeah, like maybe the Shade will have access to like repeater crossbows, and like you said, like I'm not sure how different you do a Shadow Warrior versus a Waywatcher. They're not that much different.
Maybe something like a Swordmaster. Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool. That'd be really, really cool. So that's not range focused.
Yeah.
I'll pick up this. Do you like medical supplies or healing droughts more? The supplies are better, right?
You just pick it up. Like, if you're out or if you need to heal, like just use one and then bring the other. Like, I can't carry it because I have a tome, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, well, one of the AI picked it up. Oh! Gun that thing down.
Well, are you surprised that I'm an incredible Snipzor with my Barden rifle?
You know what? This is the perfect matchup. You as a dwarf, me as an elf, just equally hating each other.
Yeah, I think Barden actually loves Curlian in his own special way.
They're always kind of hitting on each other, like in like weird, subtle ways too. Oh, nice shot, elf! Like just staring at her ass. What do we know what the? Because I saw for Victor and for oh god, what's his name? The Empire dude.
Kruber?
Yeah. The guy had like a full helmet on, but like, do we know at all like what that guy is? Oh, I just got stomach punched by this rat ogre.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, our guy's not helping out.
I'll be over there in a second. I'm dealing with the horde.
Take it. Do it.
You're heavy for an elf.
You're nimble for a dwarf.
Yeah, that's his way of saying he's sexually attracted to you.
Kind of like the way you're put together. She-elf.
You're pretty heavy for an elf. You know that's something like a dwarf's into, too.
Yeah, I know. Like, oh.
The heavier you are, the better. You've been eating pretty well.
She weighs about as much as an iron cart. Oh, God.
It's like back in like the 1400s, like if you were fat, it was like a really good thing because you're rich.
Oh, yeah,
you could actually eat well.
Not suffering from syphilis or anything like that. Just all sorts of like fat off the land.
Let's be honest, they had syphilis, but
especially like all the European nobility. Ah, who cares about being inbred? We're blue bloods, if that's what you want to call it. But Kruger, come
on, bruh.
Dude, yeah, Kruger, the Freddy Krueger.
B.
Dude, I got you. I saved you. I just killed that gutter runner that was about to shank you, man.
Thanks, brah.
Yeah, man, friends forever, BFF. But do we have any idea what those guys, what their classes are going to be like, or what they are? Because I didn't see anything.
Saltspire has Bounty Hunter, and we don't know what his other two are, but it'll probably be Witch Hunter, and we don't know what the third will be. I think each of them will have one that's pretty much a continuation of what their story arc was in game 1.
Right.
And then the other two will be other stuff, which we don't know yet. For Kruber, the only one we know right now is Knight. So he's heavily armored and he has a rush ability. Which I wasn't a big. Have you seen it in practice yet?
No, I haven't yet.
He has a rush ability. It looks kind of dumb, actually. I'm not a big fan of the state it's in right now. He like goes Kaioken, like Dragon Ball Z, like like 700 miles per hour, just like sprints forward and like slams into walls, but will like slide along the wall. Like when he misses stuff, like he'll just slam into it, and like his character will just like glide. It doesn't look very good, and it doesn't make sense because like the cool thing about Vermintide is that the combat's like pretty grounded,
right,
and not like about these like crazy over the top abilities, and that just like makes it feel more like a MMO or something, like a MMO ability or like a MOBA ability than what I want to see in Vermintide. So I don't have an issue with the abilities themselves, but like they need to look good and make sense in the Warhammer world. And seeing like a Empire soldier, like
a skill shot, like, basically.
Moving at 500 miles per hour just doesn't make sense. Like you can give him that charge ability, that's cool, but make it like weighty, make it like he has mass behind him, make it slow and powerful. Not, I'm gonna turn into Goku and go Super Saiyan 3.
I could agree with that. Like I'd be down with more something where he just kind of basically like hip checks in front of him. And it clears things in front of him, and it's a big, like, slow, cumbersome movement.
It covers, like, way too much ground, too. Like, he'll, like, literally, he will, like, basically almost teleport. It's going so fast, like, 50, 100 feet, if there's nothing in front of him. Or even if there is stuff in front of him, he'll just, like, run through it. It's really weird. So I'm not worried about it right now, because it's, like, basically pre-alpha. And
right. It's still kind of funky, though.
That's kind of feedback we want to give Fat Shark to let them know, like, hey, this is cool, this isn't. But, yeah, I want them to keep the grounded combat that was in this game, and like you can see how watching it right now, like how meaty it is and how visceral, but like like down to earth. You're not doing anything crazy or over the top. You're just slaying.
So it's just slaying. And that's one thing I like about Fat Shark is that they listen a lot to community. Like they're all up on the forums, just like Creative Assembly is. Like they do a lot of changes and modifications of the game, and I mean, this game came out a long time ago, and it didn't have the most amazing reception, I'd say, but they're still releasing DLC for it. They're still patching it. Like they haven't done the typical 1.5 year.
I think it was by all accounts sold way better than they were expecting it to. They're almost at 2 million copies, I think.
Really?
Yeah, like it sold very, very well. Like the launch itself, like was a little bit
lackluster.
Well, I wouldn't call it lackluster. It just it had optimization and crashing issues and stuff like that. Like the content has always been like people loved the game. Like it was rated very, very highly when it came out. It's just like it had some. I mean, it still to this day has some optimization issues on people's computers and stuff.
Right.
But like in terms of the content that's there and like the core gameplay, like it's loved. I think it has like a 93% on Steam or something. Like very overwhelmingly positive, basically.
Which is good too, because it's like Warhammer games.
Well, it deserves it. It's a really good game.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I didn't when it had first come out. I think I've read like an IGN review, and it wasn't like an amazing review. And I don't remember if I was more hyped up for Total War Warhammer or when it came out. Like I honestly can't remember the timeline, but I passed up on it. And
yeah, I'll pick that up.
Oh, that's right. I don't have anything. Oh, Lobadier. I passed up on it, and I ended up picking the game up when it came out on sale on Steam, and I was like, damn, why didn't I pick this up earlier? It's such a solid game. And
yeah, I didn't pick it up until like 3 or 4 months after it came out, I think, and then I was like, yeah, I should have just picked this up on launch and been on that hype train, because it's pretty dope.
Yeah, and I like how a lot of the big sales, the DLC releases, the announcement of Vermintide 2 has kept the game pretty alive. Like I don't have any problems when I do any matchmaking or anything like that, which is really nice, especially with a game that's not like fresh and brand new. People kind of pass up quickly when it comes to matchmaking. Like it's really good for 2, 3 months, 4 months, and then it kind of slows down, then kind of grinds to a halt. And I'm glad this game has kind of kept a good pace.
Oh, we've got another patrol right above us. That's gonna be bad.
What? I got some bombs.
We need to back up.
Run back.
Up. Just back up.
Run away, run away.
Back up, boys. Back up, boys.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you were running, yelling in the game, and it freaked me out for a second. I was like, who's behind me? Oh, dude, don't worry. They pulled them all. Oh, nice.
Oh, we got a horde, too. If I were playing on hard, if this was Nightmare Arcata, you guys would probably all be dead.
Oh, not me, though. Just you.
Oh, not you. You're great. Everyone else sucks, but...
Dude, I'm just true shot bowing everything to death.
God, I'm such high skill... such a high skill player.
I don't know if you see my health right now, but it's a little bit higher than yours.
I mean, that's just objectively false. But...
that's just a gross lie at this point. I was going to say something about Vermintide 2. Oh, I think it's pretty safe to say, too, that with the Flame Wizard, we're just going to get different schools. Amber Wizard, stuff like that. Or, like Grey Wizards
Well,
and
I
stuff
hope
like that.
so. I wouldn't say it's a safe bet because there's a whole lot they could do, and I think that doing a whole nother school of magic would be a lot harder than what they could do, which would be something along the lines of the staffs they already have in Game 1, which is like Conflagration staff would be Battle Wizard, so you've got more AoE control. Another one might just be Fireball, that's more like... I don't know exactly how they will do it. They're going to do more than just the staffs, right?
Right.
Because every new character is getting a new passive, or every character is getting a passive and an active ability, and 3 of those for each class. So... Or, no, sorry. 3 of those overall, so 1 for each class.
Right,
one
right.
passive, 1 active. Yeah, I don't know how they'll do the wizard, but I would love to see another lore or 2 of Magic. That'd be amazing. I don't know that we will though. But the cool thing about it is that in terms of like the staffs and stuff, they don't have to do anything. They don't have to do like what Total War Warhammer does, where you have to do like the entire lore. It's more like do a couple staffs, which will have like 1 or 2 styles of attack.
Right.
Not 6 full-fledged spells or whatever.
Exactly. Like, oh, okay, hey, we'll use like Doombolt from Dark Magic. Even though that's not what a human would use, but I'm saying like Doombolt and like Blade Wind, just to have like 2 comparable spells for most people. Like, oh, okay, 1 AoE, 1 direct damage. Cool, great, done. Like you don't need a whole bunch, just like you were saying.
Yeah.
I'm down with that idea. Did everyone grab the? Yeah, okay, we grabbed all the healing.
Oh, look at them spawning out of nowhere.
Huh?
There were a bunch of slave rats that were climbing out of the woodwork.
Good God!
But out of nowhere. There are a lot of rats over there, boy.
Oh man, I love this. I love just wading through tons of things with my red dagger sword combination of doom.
So, do you know how to use that? Use the attacks to their fullest potential? Do you know like how to attack cancel with that thing?
No, you right click and do you left click and right click at the same time? Well, like left click and right click immediately.
So basically, you do the full attack pattern, right? Like, do you do the 2 stabs at the end? So like the 2 horizontal slashes and then the 2 stabs.
Let's see. I just click left click and then let it do its thing.
Yeah. Okay. So
you scrub.
Yeah. So yeah, basically with the red sword and dagger, if you do the 2 horizontal slashes at the beginning of the combo, and then right click like for like a brief second, but like quickly, so just tap it. After the first 2 attacks, you'll reset the combination, which is really good because the first 2 attacks are the ones that hit all the targets. So if you keep doing those over and over again, you're gonna like kill a lot more rats a lot faster than you would if you're doing the 2 stabs at the end, because those only hit 1 target. So you basically want to just use those first 2 attacks because they're super good.
Okay.
And you like will trigger killing blow a lot more. So it's basically you do the first 2 attacks, then you tap right mouse to block for like a split second, and then just reset the attack animation. It takes a bit of practice to get used to, but it's really strong.
I get what you're saying. I'm on board with it. I'll do that then, if you insist, Mr. Rank 185 versus my rank 22.
Yeah, I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm just oh god, you died horribly.
Well, it's like we were saying before we started. Like, dude, you're the Vermin Lord for sure. Like, I do not have the experience. Oh, come on, guy.
Stop dying, you noobs. You know you can block when you're reviving somebody, right?
Right. You just got to do it before you start reviving them.
Yeah.
Right? Or did that change that?
No, that's right.
See? See, I mean... to be really good, you know, is hard. It's so hard.
But not when your name's ItalianSpartacus.
Huh? Who's that? Probably has a crappy YouTube channel. Okay, so then switching gears off of Vermintide a little bit. You've played Mortal Empires. I'm jealous.
What is Mortal Empires? I've never heard of that before.
So it's an expansion to Club Penguin, which is this really cool web-based game, kind of like RuneScape, but people that for more hardcore gamers. Oh shit!
Damn, that sounds pretty fun.
I could get down with it. I could get down with it. But
I never played Club Penguin. I've heard memes about it. I don't even know what it is.
So when I was working at GameStop, and for those of you who don't know, I used to be like an area manager at GameStop for 3 years. Kids would come in all the time and just be like, "Yo, let me get that Club Penguin." I'm like, "What? Huh? Who are you?"
Were they just memeing?
No, they would legitimately, like, they were younger, you know, they were like 6, 7, 8. And they would always want it.
A 6-year-old was rolling up on GameStop and saying, yo, get me some of that Club Penguin.
Not quite like that. He would roll out a $20 bill and be like, hi, can I click Club Penguin? I'm like, what? Club Penguin? I'm like, oh, okay, sure. Super shy about it and like just timidly like slide it across the counter at me like he was trying to buy drugs. Really weird.
Give me some of that Club Penguin.
Give it the goddamn penguins. That's South African penguins, little tiny ones. But I'm super stoked on it. You've played it already though. Like, what have your thoughts been so far?
It is. Oh, we got a pack master, to be honest.
Oh.
So my thoughts on Mortal Empires. Like anything specific you want me to talk about in regards to it, or
So from what I've seen, you know, they cut down the map. Like, oh, okay, the map is now this much size of it, and I think a lot of people were initially disappointed, but I think that as people kind of release more and more footage on it, they watch live streams on it, TwitchCon went on, I think people kind of start seeing that if the map were larger, the end turn would just take 4 minutes. I mean, how's the end turn now? Do you think it's kind of...
It's 45 seconds to a minute or so in the early game for me, and the way Total War works, they usually get longer as the campaign progresses. Right. So as the empires get bigger, there will be less factions, but the end times will still get longer. I don't know what the upper bound of that is. I don't know. So it could probably get to around 2 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know. I don't personally think that 45 seconds or a minute is too bad at all.
No.
But it is noticeable. Like it's significant. It is significantly longer than Mortal Empire or the Vortex campaign map and turn times for sure.
How do you like some of the victory conditions that have been added? So like, I know like
I've not looked at them at all. I just like I know Party Elite did a video about it. This is not what I cared about when I booted up a campaign for the first time. Like I just wanted to try out the Archaeon thing. Like basically just sailed straight to Ulthuan from Chaos Waste, and I wanted to see how long it took me to get there. It was like 20 turns, so pretty long journey there. And yeah, the map's huge. Like it's not that I don't want like Southern Southlands and Southern Lustria. Like that's Turtle Isles is a cool spot, and all the parts that they cut are nice for sure. But like the map is gigantic. Like if it takes you 20 turns to sail from Norsca to Ulthuan, I think that says a lot about how big it is.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, and I mean, even the New World or the Vortex map was huge. Like, I remember when we were watching stuff of them playing the Dark Elf campaign. Like, hey, here's our first look. It's the Dark Elf campaign, and it's like Malekith has just landed in Ulthuan, and it's turned like 180, and I'm like, holy crap! Like, then when I got the game, you know how like in Total War Warhammer 1 campaign, turn 40 or 50, you're pretty much starting to steamroll things. You're starting to move pretty well into the campaign. You're starting to move really quick across regions, snatching things up. 40 or 50 in Total War Warhammer 2, I feel like I'm just starting to pick up speed. Like, it's definitely a lot longer paced of a game, and I'm okay with that. Like, I think it's a lot more fun.
Yeah, I don't know that I've found the Vortex campaign particularly that much longer than Game 1. It can be, and I think it depends what faction you're picking, right? Because like Order of Lore Masters, for instance, Teclis, like he has a slow start.
Yeah,
for sure. He has a very slow start. He's got to deal with a lot of public order issues. I haven't played Queek's campaign, but he seems to have a very hard start position that people have trouble with. So some of those factions do. Tyrion, for instance, like he can snowball out of control super fast, get a lot of Ulthuan under his control pretty early on, and then just kind of invade Nagash from there. Malekith has a very fast start. I think you don't have to like go to a different continent, but you can just like consolidate your hold in Nagash, and once you do, that by itself is just going to give you a massive amount of gold and income and military power. So, but like my Malekith campaign went like 150 turns. Like that was it. Like that's a
really.
It actually might have been like 130. Like it wasn't long at all. It was very similar to what Game 1's took. So, I think, yeah, again, I think it depends who you're playing, the situation of it, what difficulty, obviously, but it can still be a pretty quick campaign in terms of like how fast a Total War campaign can be.
You know, I haven't even beat Total Warhammer 2 campaigns yet. I've been playing like Malekith, and then like, oh, I'll start playing Malekith and I'll play for like 10 turns. Like, oh, I really want to play Tactless, and I'll switch over to Lore Masters. Like, oh, I really want to play Tyrion, and like, I just keep ping-ponging around so much, like, because the game is. I really enjoy the campaign this time around. It almost feels like I'm playing. Did you ever play Heroes of Might and Magic growing up?
No, I know that you and Turin used to play that. I don't know if you guys play together, but Turin has talked to me about that quite a bit. Apparently, he and his girlfriend play that all the time.
Yeah, so the campaign map for that game is very reminiscent, at least, to the way this is, because there's a bunch of, like, just treasure on the ground and stuff like that. You pick it up, so, like, the ruins and, like, sailing to all these treasure islands and stuff like that is kind of reminiscent of it. There's a lot more, like, static enemies on the field, but it just kind of, like, reminds me of that style of I guess you could say strategy game, right? Because it was kind of a different strategy game style, but I like the approach because it's different too from most Total Wars. Most Total Wars aren't like this. Oh shit!
We got a rat ogre coming. No, yeah, you're right. I mean the Vortex campaign is very different than what we've had in the past. It has its issues for sure.
Yeah. But I mean, like, oh, where is it? Oh, of course, it's right behind me.
Dude, the Pale Queen's calling you.
Dude, it always does.
You gotta just answer the call, bro.
Oh shit! New phone, Pale Queen. Who dis? Dude, that rat ogre is humping me. I didn't pay for that.
I don't blame him, honestly.
Dude,
like, Carilion's pretty hot.
I'm pretty heavy.
Yeah, basically. Carillion thick though. I mean, she's definitely not, but
THIQ, girl.
She's definitely not thick, but
she's an elf, man. Oh, come on, through the bookcase.
Oh, why are you guys all dying? Stop dying.
Oh, dude, see that? ItalianSpartacus killed a rat ogre.
Y'all need to learn how to kite a Roger.
I wish my name was Roger. No, I don't.
Just a weird thing to say.
You're welcome, my man. So you went with Archaon. Was Archaon like the one you wanted to choose? Like when Mortal Empires comes out, what's like the one race you want to play as? Like immediately, like, oh, this is one I've always wanted to play on a combined map.
Well, the biggest issue with these games is whatever's coming next is always the best thing. Right? So like, well, yeah, so, I mean, now I've played all the races, now I just want to play something else.
Right.
Not that I don't really enjoy all these factions, because I do, and I'm definitely not bored of the game and won't be bored of it for a while. Mm-hmm. But, like, it's not just a Total War thing, it's a video game, and
oh yeah, dude, always gotta be on the cutting edge.
It's just a life thing, honestly. Whatever is coming next is the best thing.
Oh, always.
But it's like I could want to be a billionaire, but once I become a billionaire, like that's boring. Like I just want to be a
trillionaire. Like
yeah, like that's just how it works. But sorry, what was the original question?
No, I mean you answered it. Like that was it. You nailed it on the nosy. Like I said, like what race would you want to play when Mortal Empires comes out? But you made a good point of like, yeah, the race I want to play is the next race, which is, I think we can pretty...
Yeah, like whatever next Lord comes out, I'll probably do a campaign with it. I'm not going to be doing a full Mortal Empires playthrough because I've got my hands full with the Tactless campaign right now anyway, and multiplayer and all the other stuff that I want to do with it.
Oh!
Wow, you just got...
That wasn't me, man, but I aided him. You know, like... okay, so I'm excited for Mortal Empires just because I want to see those factions in multiplayer. Because four races in multiplayer right now is kind of rough. And I'm just excited to play, like, you know, High Elves versus Dwarfs, the War of the Beer that I talked about.
Yeah, I think from a multiplayer perspective, it's amazing.
Right.
From a campaign, like, I'm really not someone who's ever going to sit down and play a 400-turn campaign.
Dude,
like, it's just never going to happen.
I'm, like, as cool as Mortal Empires sounds... I'd rather play Mortal Empires if it was like a 4-player co-op, where sure the turns would take a long time, but like I feel like that'd be a little more enjoyable.
I think you like the idea more than you would actually like it.
You're right. I think I'd just be so pissed off. I'd be reading a book most of the time. Like, you guys are done. Jesus.
Yeah. No. I mean, you could make it incredibly fun, especially if you're with the right group of people, like people that you really enjoy talking to or whatever. But
to just you, me, and me cloned 3 times, it'd be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right. I mean, that's all you need. Like, we're just incredibly interesting human beings. So,
citizen of the world is what I like to think of myself as.
Multiply that by 4, and like people would just be like jerking it. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I think people like the idea a lot, and then oh, it's taking us 20 minutes to do a turn.
Right.
Suddenly, it's not as fun anymore. Now, of course, CA could help make that whole process a lot more entertaining by allowing you to do simultaneous turns and control your empire and do all that stuff without having to wait for everybody to finish their. Because Shogun 2 had simultaneous turns to an extent. You couldn't move stuff, but you could still manage your empire, build buildings, build units. And that made the whole process much, much more palatable.
Dude, we all just watched you jump over that little, like, wooden fence. We're like, how did he do that?
Just have to be a oh, guys, move.
Oh, God.
They're coming. The very angry storm vermin, and they're all on fire.
Dude, look at that.
And now we have a horde. Oh, you guys are being stabbed by a single clan rep?
Me? I'm behind y'all, just shooting, just sniping. You know, and I wish I had gotten into the multiplayer scene for Shogun. Because I know Shogun was the last game that they put a lot of effort into the multiplayer side, like having the ability to customize lords with like special
They're putting
armor.
more effort into it than I expected them to for this, which I'm very happy about.
Oh yeah.
Not that it's perfect, but I'm surprised at, like, having played some Mortal Empires. It's hard to know what the meta will evolve into or whatever, but like, I'm surprised at how good the balance is, considering the amount of diversity we have in these races and how many there are. Like, there's still going to be like glaring imbalances, I'm sure, once people get their hands on it and figure it out. But
yeah, as soon as turn starts number crunching, basically.
But I still think it's kind of impressive, and it's cool because like multiplayer is something I've been doing on Total War for such a long time. So to see it get, I mean, I still want Avatar Conquest. I still want more love. Like, I'm always gonna want more features for it.
Yeah.
But it's gotten more attention than at least the negative side of me expected it to.
Yeah, I mean, whoa, that arrow went all over the place. Yeah, because I mean, like, I think they see there's a lot going on with the Warhammer universe. Like, there's a lot of variety. And
well, it has its roots in multiplayer gaming anyway. It's what tabletop gaming is.
Exactly. Like, you can't have, like, no one sits there and plays Warhammer and just assembles and plays it on their own. Like, the whole point of it is having a community around it too. Which, I mean, I'd say, and you probably know this a little bit more than me, because my exposure to Total War was exclusively single player up until...
Heal yourself?
Someone already picked up the tome, but I'll heal myself.
Yeah, I know.
Pick up this thing.
Yeah, you heal yourself and then pick that one up.
Yeah. But so I only played single player Total War up until Warhammer. Warhammer was my first experience with like actual multiplayer. So I'm not aware of how big the community was with Total War games prior to Warhammer. Did Warhammer make it explode, or I mean, you know a little bit more about that than I do, I think.
Where's that guy going?
Ooh, the Packmaster? Oh, this one, dude?
Yeah.
Oh, he's jumping around with a hammer. He seems to mean business.
Oh, wait, so I have more experience with what?
With, like, the Total War community than I do. Like, my experience with Total War, like I was saying, is pretty much single player up until Warhammer. And then I got involved in the subreddit, and obviously the YouTube, and has Warhammer, like, exploded the community for Total War?
In terms of multiplayer?
Just size, like the size of the Total War community, has it doubled or increased?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the numbers are, but I don't think there's any question that the Reddit is by far the most active it's ever been, and except maybe like around Rome 2's launch, but that was for a very different reason, obviously. Everyone being like, I want to kill myself and kill all of Creative Assembly for launching this game in the state it's in right now. but yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I feel like, yeah, like Warhammer, it's basically taking all the Total War fans, probably losing a subset of the historical side for right now. But I think on the whole, again, numbers wise, I have no idea, but I don't think there's a question. Like, this is one of their best selling games, and they're making the most money off of it. Whether it's sold actually the best, I don't know. But in terms of like the money they're making from DLC and all that stuff, I imagine is probably the most lucrative game they've ever made.
Yeah. And I mean, then they put out, like, the nice thing too is Creative Assembly kind of took a page out of, or I mean, CD Projekt Red and Creative Assembly both did the hey, we're going to release a game that's good, high quality, and here's a ton of FLC that is also good and high quality. And I think that kind of, they jumped, or they got into that kind of FLC game right before it got big. Because, like, I mean, see, I can't remember, I think The Witcher came out around the same time as Total War Warhammer 2. I can't remember 100%, but that whole...
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with how The Witcher did their stuff. I know they did have some free LC content, and people love jerking themselves to to what The Witcher does. Like, it's usually like used as the gold standard for developer stuff. Yeah, I mean, make no mistake about it. Like, when devs are doing that, like, they're doing it to generate goodwill, but that goodwill is to
like buy my DLC
later on. They're not doing it like out of the kindness of their hearts. Like,
right.
But that's okay. Like, when we get free content and we like that free content, that's awesome.
Right. Like, I'm okay with, like, and I think of one of my friends and I were talking about this, is I'm okay with buying DLC if they're like already showering me with FLC at the same time. It kind of feels like, oh, okay, well, hey, I definitely want to contribute to supporting this company. Here's me paying for the DLC.
Yeah, like, I don't need a dev to shower me with free LC for me to buy their DLC. Like, there has been free LC for people are gonna get triggered that we're saying free LC so much. Free content, like, it's not just about getting the free content. Like, I don't even care about that.
Yeah.
As long as the DLC is worth the money and good itself, I don't care whether I'm getting free stuff with it or not.
Yeah.
Obviously, it helps sweeten the pot and generate that goodwill that makes people more likely to do it. But there are lots of games that have just come out with DLC that I bought because I thought it was high quality and it was good.
Yeah.
Like the map packs for Gears of War 2 and Gears of War 1. Like, I was a big gearhead growing up. Like, that, I bought those DLCs because I felt like that content was worth it to me, and I would get a lot of time played on them, and I did, so I bought them.
Oh, yeah.
Never got any free content from them.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you're either gonna, if you pick up a game, DLC comes out for it, you like the game or you don't. And if you don't, you're not gonna buy the DLC. If you do, chances are you're gonna buy the DLC, even if you're just curious about it. Like, I've always been a big fan of a lot of types of DLC, depending on how it's done, but I've always enjoyed it. I like especially kind of the little mini ones we get here and there, like the dual lord combination packs that we get with Creative Assembly. Like, those are always fun. Like, I think they're really a good time. Like, I'm excited for any possible Total War Warhammer 2 DLC with dual lords. Like, maybe the Assassin Lords, like Shadowblade and Elithanar. Like, I think that'd be a really great dual DLC combo. Or something with the Serpent of Sotek and a Skaven and a Lizardman Lord. Like, I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing though, is that like we're obviously gonna love it and gonna want to play it and probably always enjoy it. They also have to appeal to the people that either are much less invested in the Warhammer universe or like might play Total War but kind of on the side, and it's not like as their main.
You saved me, dude.
I saved you, bro. Not like the main game. So like they want to appeal to everybody. Yeah, like they want to make it attractive to everybody, and I think for the most part they've done a pretty decent job with that.
Oh yeah, hands down. And I mean, since we're on that subject of DLC, Tomb Kings, do you think coming before Norsca deal? Because I know they said Norsca's coming by the end of 2017, and Mortal Empires.
Well, they didn't. Yeah, they just said it's coming in 2017. So I think, and I don't think that it should take that long for Norsca patch to come. Like, I realize that there's more to it than probably a lot of us realize because we're not actually developers. But
Right.
I mean, like it was in game 1. Porting it to game 2, there is definitely going to be some behind the scenes stuff that goes on there that's more complicated than we give it credit for.
Right. Different balance too.
With that said, though, I still don't think it's going to be something that's going to be like, oh, it's coming in December. Like,
no, yeah.
I very much expect to see it by the end of
November.
At the worst, by the end of November.
Okay.
Like, if it's past November, I'm gonna be like, what the hell is going on?
I'm gonna stern email.
Yeah, you won't. Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I think that we'll probably get Norsca in a patch at sometime in November, and then Tomb Kings probably early December, like around the time the Wood Elves came out in 2016. That's
yeah. I think honestly,
that's pretty logical.
I was gonna say that timeline too. Like, we'll probably get a Tomb King launch along in conjunction with like where the Wood Elves were. Because I remember the Wood Elves were end November, early December.
They're gonna want to sell DLC around holiday season.
Yeah, and I mean,
a great way to get people interested in the game.
And Mortal Empires is so well set up for it right now, from what I've heard. But I don't know, you've seen the map a little bit more than I have. I mean,
what, in terms of Tomb Kings? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean they added Liberos, they added Lamia, a whole Devil's Backbone area. We have another Packmaster. I'm scared. I missed.
oh god, it got me.
You took it for me. You took it like a champ.
Dude, you know what? I do it for you. It's alright. It's alright, baby boo, I got you.
So yeah, I mean, there's a massive amount of land for the Tomb Kings, and it's like super obvious that they're what's coming next.
Right.
So I imagine they'll be there by early to mid-December at the latest, I would think.
Because the Neckarch Brotherhood and Kingdom of Strigoi are out, right?
In Mortal Empires?
Yeah.
No, they're in Mortal Empires right now.
Oh, okay, good. Because I know they added Silver Host, and I don't know where Silver Host is. I haven't looked it up where they're at. The Silver Host.
Like, lore-wise or in the campaign?
In the campaign, in the campaign.
In the campaign, they should be in the Northern World's Edge Mountains, but I haven't seen where they're starting now. I mean, like, I don't know why they would add Silver Host and then put them in, like, Nakara or something. It wouldn't make any sense.
Right. That's how I was going.
I imagine they're going to be northeast of the Vampire Counts, I think, probably.
That's what I would assume.
Probably nearish to help it.
Oh, that's going to be so cool.
Wow.
When we start getting stuff for that fleshed out, like Clan Molder, Throth the Unclean. All up in that hell pit. But with Tomb Kings, though, like, I know a lot of people have been asking me personally. They've been like, "Hey, the little glyphs over here. Do you think we're going to see Nagash with Tomb Kings?" And I don't know. Like, my honest opinion is that we wouldn't see Nagash in this game. Period. Like in the second one, maybe in the third one, depending on what direction they take things. But I don't think they'll put Nagash with the Tomb Kings. Opinion? Yes? No? Maybe so?
Yeah, I mean, I made a video about him a couple weeks ago. I don't think that he... I mean, I'd love to see him. I don't think we'll get him in the Tomb... He will not be in the Tomb Kings DLC, I can almost guarantee that.
Right, I think we'd see Cetra and Arkan before him.
Yeah, it's gonna be Cetra, it's gonna be Arkan the Black, it's gonna be Queen Khalida, and it will be Grand Hierophant Katep, almost for sure. They could do something like up jump Prince Apophis or something. I don't think they're going to. I think it'll just be the four. Because literally there are 4 Lord characters in their army book. I don't see
the other 2 are heroes. Yeah,
they're all differentiated. I don't see why they would bother. Yeah, Ramotop the Visionary is the 6th one. He's the 2nd hero, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have no real reason to up jump anybody else. Like, they could do a construct lord if they felt like that makes more sense.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
From a gameplay perspective, maybe it does actually, because of the way CA does magic in general. There's no difference between like a lore master or
right. There's no levels.
Oh! Use your true flight, you noob.
I did, dude. Did you see that? See that, man? Like I was down the staircase and I came up the staircase.
But you don't have to get vision. You can just shoot it over the. You can get the highlight through walls, bro.
Dude.
That's the point of it.
Dude, this game that just changed my world.
Don't be a scrub.
Dude, prepare to be unscrubbed now. I'm just gonna pluck people from
you
around
actually
corners.
didn't know that you could like bend the arrow?
No,
like,
I didn't know this was the spoon.
Straight out of wanted.
Seriously, man. Like, I didn't know I could do that. Dude, I'm learning so many new things now. What I'd be interesting though, what I think would be interesting is if they did Cetra.
My blood.
What?
Sorry,
blood? Huh? Mowgli?
My blood.
My blood. But with Cetra and Arkan, so Arkan hates Cetra. So rather than it being like, you know, hey, I'm Tyrion and Teclis, we're not the same faction, but you know, still one of the same here. It'd be cool if the opening of either one of their campaigns was to subdue and destroy the other. And have them start real close to each other because they both be in Nehekara.
Well, yeah, I mean, Arkan's probably going to start in Black Tower of Arkan, I would imagine, and Cetra would start in Khemri.
Right. But rather than kind of being like, hey, you know, we're the same race, let's kind of have a predilection to be...
Yeah, but at the same time, though, maybe that doesn't make that much sense, because, like, you don't want to wipe Arkan out before he has an army. That's not fun.
No,
like literally on the well, I don't know about Mortal Empires, but on the Vortex campaign map, they're literally right next to each other. Like I think that you can make it from Khemri to Black Tower of Arkan one, at worst 2 turns, but probably only 1. So like, why would I doubt they would start like that? I think Arkan would probably be further away because like you really don't want to have like 2 rivals like that just kill each other that fast.
Right. I thought it was.
You want them to be able to build up a bit.
Right. I thought I'm thinking more like a Malekith Marathi kind of relationship where they're not predisposed to be allies, but they can if they want to go down that path. But more than likely, will fight each other. At least I didn't mind.
Yeah, I'm in my Malekith campaign. Marathi was actually a super good friend, and she helped me invade Ulthuan. Which was impressive as hell. Like, dude, Marathi was the strongest, technically, on the strength ranking, she was #1. She was, like, incredibly powerful. And she had, like, captured, like, almost half of Ulthuan and did a lot of that herself. It was kind of impressive. I mean, obviously, like, me taking pressure off her helped, but... Yeah.
No, but I love the way, like, in Total Warhammer 2, like, the AI is... I feel like the AI on the campaign map actually gets shit done, like...
Yeah, no, like they actually like invade and cross seas and do stuff. Like they'll actually build empires, which is pretty cool. Usually it's just Dark Elf empires because that's Dark Elves seem to have a propensity for massive expansion with their star position. But
yeah, like on my Tyrion camp playthrough, like Illyrian has covered almost all of the western portion of Wolffarm. I'm like, yeah, cool. And they want to like confederate with me probably pretty soon.
Yeah,
so
see, like that
awesome.
doesn't impress me so much. What does impress me is when the AI will make empires across oceans.
Well, yeah,
that's when I'm like, holy crap.
And I'm already getting invaded by Hag Grafe, who is like high strength rank, has like 10 settlements, and is coming over from Nagaron, just like you said. Like,
yeah,
I love how there is actual, not just like constricted to one area from the AI. I just, in general, like we were saying, like, probably won't play Mortal Empires a ton. I'm in it for more for the multiplayer edition. That's going to be the coolest part, but I really enjoy the Vortex campaign. Like, it's really fresh. It's really fun. I like the way the map itself is set up. Like, can't stop like ranting and raving about it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a good campaign. Like I said, it's got issues.
Yeah,
definitely has problems. Like the fact that the last battle literally doesn't matter at all. Like that you literally cannot lose the game because of the AI.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean there.
Well, they'll beat you to the Vortex, which was advertised like, oh, this is the first campaign you can lose. Like, no, it's not. Like, you literally cannot lose that battle. You could like be jerking off the entire last battle, and I think that's like the 3rd time we've talked about jerking off. This,
dude, you jerk off a lot when you play.
One, yeah, dude. I might have to after we're done here, but first and last, dude. But it was one of those things. It's like, what's the point? Like, you're advertising that, oh, you can't, or you can lose the campaign for the first time ever, but literally you could be doing anything else. You could go AFK, and the AI armies would beat whatever faction has beaten you to the Vortex in the last battle. So it's kind of like, and then after that they can't rejoin the Vortex race. They're just out of it completely.
I mean, from what I've even heard, like online, people say the best way to deal with the campaign is don't buy into the Vortex, kill off the other races before they complete it, and then just go and do the Vortex.
Yeah, I mean, you can completely play that campaign sandboxy same way,
which is great. Like, I love that you do have that option.
It's just not like.
Right, no, I know what you mean. Like they had built it up where like if you don't take part in the Vortex campaign, you will lose.
Oh, no, you won't. Well, and that's probably what it was. That's probably what their idea was at the beginning with, and then they're like, well, people are gonna get pissed off if they lose the campaign. And you know what? That they're right. Creative Assembly is correct. People would get mad about that, and then you'd have a bunch of people complaining about it from the other perspective. So it's kind of like.
Well, yeah, because imagine if
no matter what you do, someone's going to be complaining about it.
Right, and that's kind of like the double-edged sword of being a video game developer. People go, "Oh, I want to be a video game developer," but it's like, okay, you're literally making art that people are either going to love or hate. You have no choice, and they're going to be even people that love it. There's going to be some people that absolutely hate it. And when it comes to Total War Warhammer, it's like, imagine if they had made it so you can actually lose the campaign. You get to turn 130. And maybe you have a save at turn 90, but that still might not be far back enough to roll back to try and beat that campaign. So maybe they just said, we can't do this. Oh shit.
You're Gucci.
Oh, that's you back there.
We got a gutter runner coming. Crook!
Oh,
I just saw him poof.
I hate that.
Alright. Why is this guy needs to stop grabbing it? He doesn't know what he's doing.
Dude,
oh, okay. He wasn't even jumping at me, and now I'm being stabbed to death.
Dude, see what it is?
Oh my god, the way you left clicked was so impressive there. Please teach me.
Dude, okay, so what I did was I pushed my index finger down. What? That's it. That's it. Dude, it looks really easy, but I promise you. See, there's this other method I'm doing too, where I press left.
You are literally just by yourself right now.
I know.
I know.
I'm getting just destroyed over here.
Alright, we got a Packmaster behind us.
Behind us, yeah. Dude,
nice. Wow, the way you true flighted that Packmaster, that was pretty impressive too.
God damn it. There's this other thing I do where I press left click twice and right click. I taught it to myself.
Wow. Whoa, wow, whoa, wow, whoa. Oh.
Oh, isn't it? Is it Kata or is it Nightmare that those bombs actually hurt your own teammates?
Both. Both have
friendly fire. Get out of here, you little shits.
Oh, help me, fams.
Coming. Potion is speeding up to you.
That was weird. That Storm Vermin ran away from me. I don't know if I've seen that before.
Oh god. That's Indie Pride. Run!
I mean, she's not wrong.
Rank 185. Oh.
Have you guys seen that rank? We can't fight that.
Little wings on your helmet.
Man, my back is getting very tired from all this carrying.
I know, man. But hey, you know what? The view from up here is great. You want to do one more and then conclude our little podcast here?
Sure. What else is on the agenda?
Well, we've covered a lot of the things that I wanted to talk about. Oh man, okay. So I had just thought of it and then I just forgot it and I thought of it again. So Tomb Kings, they said like, okay, rather than us spending time on making these mini campaigns, we're gonna release more lords, right? Like that's what I remember at least. Oh, yep. Dude, I just got like everything. I got every single die except for one.
Rolling a 6.
Damn, dude. Almost got that. Almost got that OJ. But Cursed Rune or the Man Ramparts? Man the Ramparts. Man the Ramparts.
Ram the Man Parts.
Ram those Man Parts.
Cursed Rune's really long, so let's do Man the Ramparts.
Okay. One mini campaign, and I've already brought it up. I wish and don't wish at the same time. War of the Beard. yes, that'd be really cool. But lore speaking, the dwarves at the time didn't have access to gunpowder. That would be so boring, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I had actually never really thought of it from that perspective. I have thought a lot about War of the Beard and some of the more friendly campaigns that would be in like a unique period of Warhammer history, and there's some really cool stuff that could be done. Obviously, there's a ton that could be done with Nagash.
Just do the Vampire Wars alone if you wanted.
Yeah, Vampire Wars would be super interesting. But yeah, there's a lot that could go on there. With War of the Beard, like, no gunpowder with dwarves kind of kills them as a faction because they need the gyros and the organ guns and the flamethrowers to be unique and interesting. Otherwise, they're an infantry focused faction that has no cav and they're slow and they shoot bows at you sometimes. Like, it's
right, and
not that interesting.
Well, and think of it this way too. Like, imagine playing the dwarfs against the high elves, which have a heavily armored front line. Well, I guess high elves don't really have any ranged AP, but if we're talking about lore standpoint, at that time there were way more dragons, way more dragons. So like, imagine the dragon princes all being on dragons and being like a small 12 unit, almost like dragon ogres you can have for chaos. Imagine it being like a 12 man unit, like they're on drakes, just for example of having something like that. But like, that'd be just disgusting. That'd be disgusting. Yeah,
but there wouldn't be that many. I think this is why War of the Beard and War of Vengeance probably isn't going to happen. One, the gunpowder thing's an issue, and then the other thing is that there wouldn't be that many, like, time period specific unique units. Like, all it is the elves were at a stronger point at that point, so yeah, they could get dragon riders. But like, what other unique units are you getting there? You could do a couple lore-friendly regiments of renown or something. But there's just not that much you could really do with it.
Shadow Warriors aren't really a big thing then, but Shadow Warriors aren't in the game right now, at least.
Yeah, you can make War of the Beard 2.0 in Mortal Empires. Like, that's the cool thing about it. So like, yeah. I don't feel like they have to do that.
Yeah, and I totally agree. That's why I'm like, oh, it'd be cool, but I just don't think it's worth it at all. Like, they're even saying like, hey, we don't want to spend the time on these mini campaigns. We'd rather just give you more lords to sandbox with. Like, and I'm more down for. I'm so down with that. I think that's a way better idea. Because I mean, I played the Beastmen campaign just to get it done, just to unlock Toddbringer.
Yeah, I auto resolved my way through the Beastmen campaign. Beastmen campaign was not good. Like, that was just incredibly boring.
Yeah, I just easied my way through that.
Well, I mean, part of that was because I played it in a boring manner, just because I auto resolved the entire thing. But like, the fact that I could auto resolve abuse my way through the entire campaign by itself is not the best look. But
start off on the wrong foot.
Yeah, well, there's that, and then just like, why would I play that campaign when I can play Beastmen on the Grand campaign and fight against every faction as opposed to just the Empire? Like,
and starting out about right there anyway, too.
Like, there wasn't any. Now, what could have made it a lot more interesting is you make it so that Boris Toddbringer and Midland and like a couple unique units for Midland are in. So you add Knights of the White Wolf, you add Tutigan Guard, you add Warrior Priest of Ulrich, and then suddenly you've got a much better, like,
motivation.
Yeah, well, yeah, like, you could do a literal head-to-head campaign in multiplayer with that, and that would be very interesting. Boris Toddbringer versus Kazrak would be awesome. But like, not even just from a campaign perspective, like, you play it single player, you could play both sides of the conflict. That makes it automatically a much more interesting campaign.
Oh yeah, hands down. Hands down.
And stuff like Knights of the White Wolf, stuff like Boris Toddbringer, like, that stuff might still come. It definitely could still come. But like, that's not very hard for them to do. Like, modders could do that in like a couple hours. Man. Like, they absolutely have the resources to add a couple unique Empire units there. Of course, it's a little bit unfair, right? Because, well, not unfair, it's not the right word. But Beastmen was the first DLC, and like, right, that was before everything was like really kicking off for them. Like they knew that Total War Warhammer had sold well, but they didn't know what people wanted with DLC. And frankly, testing the waters, like they want to, from a business's perspective, they want to make as much money for as little effort as possible. Like that's the whole, that's literally business in a nutshell, as unfortunate as that might be. So with Beastmen, they were like, let's test the waters. I don't think it was from a malicious perspective, like, oh, we're gonna cut as much as we possibly can and see how much we can screw these guys out of their money. Like I don't think
absolutely not, no.
Like that. But it is like, how much money can we make, and what can we like not do? And I like with the Gorgon and stuff like that, like they literally had the capacity to do that stuff. Just is it going to be like financially viable to them? And once people
come
make it clear, everyone's getting raped.
I'm getting just beat down by this.
Yeah, I mean, once people made it clear to them, like it's not cool that you're cutting like 2 of the big awesome monsters, like CA was like, okay, we're gonna do better moving forward, and they did. Like every DLC afterwards got better.
And that's one thing that Creative Assembly does. Like there was a big, you know, obviously an outrage when what's it called came out, Rome 2. And Rome 2 in its current state, it's great. I think it's fine. I don't have any problem with it. Maybe there's stuff that I'm oblivious to, but it's like CA really knows how to like.
Rome 2 Emperor Edition's a solid game.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Emperor Edition's the last one I played, which was like, you know, a couple months back. And it's like CA is really good at taking like feedback, like I was saying earlier, looking at, okay, hey, this is stuff that we need to do to fix things. We have a really clear path forward, and then doing it and delivering pretty well after that. Like they learn pretty well from, you know, quote unquote mistakes. Oh, at the jaw. Oh, smoked fool.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be awesome if sometimes there didn't have to be a little bit of backlash before they did something. Which, I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of examples of stuff where they
killed it right out of the gate.
They threw us a bone where like we didn't have to ask for it. But there have also been plenty of times where it's like, did there really need to be backlash in the first place? Like, shouldn't you guys have just like been like, maybe realize like maybe if we do this will make people mad, and just not do it to begin with, and then we don't have to worry about it at all.
Right. This seems like common sense.
Yeah. I can't think of anything like that off the top of my head right now, but I know I've felt that way multiple times in my Total War career. But I mean, I've been playing it for so long. Of course, there's going to be some up and downs. It's hard. It's really hard for me to complain right now because I honestly do think that Warhammer is a great game. And
oh man, and for me too, like growing up playing Total War, then growing up playing Warhammer, and honestly like playing Warhammer Rome or
Warhammer Rome, dude, that's my favorite game. I love that so much.
It's Warhammer Rome. It's one where it's just you paint a bunch of Roman figures and then just jam up your own ass. But
wow, that sounds like a good time. Slanesh approves of that.
Well, yeah, then you jerk off afterwards to really seal in the flavor.
The 5th time in this video, boys.
Demonetized, but
oh, guaranteed.
Oh, absolutely. But
climb up the ladder. Follow me.
Playing Total War Rome 1 and playing Medieval, like I would roleplay it as like, oh man,
quick, protect me,
dude! I got him for you, bro. Kisses.
Dude, did you know that I did the voice acting for all of the Storm Vermin and Vermintide?
I think that's kind of my long-term game here. Like, oh come on. Are you
God,
kidding me?
What's happening?
Come on, wrong button. Oh.
All right, please start hitting buttons and.
I killed everything. That was all me. Alone.
All you.
Like, I just want one gaming company that's like got a Kickstarter to go, listen, we watch your YouTube videos, come be a voice actor for us. And I'm like, yes, I will gladly play a fat barn wench. I don't care. I'll do it.
Dude, that's pretty hot.
Yes. Did you want some more suckling pig?
That might be the most horrifying thing I've heard today.
Dude, and it's just me going to like, not BlizzCon, Comic-Con, just like, you're the voice actor for Helga? I'm the voice actor for Helga. You're way different than I pictured. Really? Yeah, you're way fatter than I thought. Oh, okay, cool.
Feels bad, man.
It feels bad. Well, I guess, because you had kind of, oh shit, I almost jumped off. You kind of brought this up a little bit ago, since we're about the end of this mission. Next game, historical? Or do you think it's just Total War, they're going to wait for Total Warhammer 3? Like, I know they said in some of the articles that, yeah, we're working on some historical stuff. We haven't forgot about that. That's obviously our roots. But I'm just not sure if they're going to do historical before they do Total Warhammer 3.
For sure historical is coming before. There's like two or three historical things coming before Warhammer 3, I would think.
And we're not considering Arena as a historical Total War, right? That's just kind of like a, hey, side project.
The Flashpoint and the historical DLC is coming like soon. I don't know how soon, but like pretty soon, I think.
DLC?
Historical DLC, yeah.
Not like a full game, like an actual DLC for one?
Yeah, it's either for Attila or Rome 2. They haven't confirmed which one it is yet. And then they confirmed that there's like 2 more historical things, the Flashpoint and then the full game. Well, I don't know about the full game, but the Flashpoint for sure is coming in 2018, I believe, was confirmed.
I like this.
And I'm honestly blanking on the details about the Flashpoint.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, someone will definitely correct me in the comments because I know a lot of you guys definitely know and read those articles a little bit closer than I do.
No, I mean there's not a whole lot of information about the Flashpoint. I think there's just been no, the concept art was for the DLC. I don't remember. There was like a bunch of news that dropped.
Oh, I remember the content art now. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the concept art is like the dude that looks
almost
Germanic.
Norscan, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got like a winged helmet and everything.
Yeah. So that's the historical DLC that's coming soon-ish.
Okay.
And then Flashpoint sometime in 2018.
That'll be a delight. A Turkish delight.
Depending on what the setting is, I mean, it's hard to say light when I don't know what it is.
I know.
It'll be boring as hell.
Rome.
I haven't gone back and really tried playing historical games.
Total War Pottery, and all you do is throw pottery the entire game. You know what? If that existed, I know Turin would be the best in multiplayer at too. That's what pisses me off.
Is he good at pottery?
No, just his actions per minute. Dude, I can spin the pot like no other. Throw on those pots like a clown.
And then his tendinitis is gonna kick in.
Dude, yeah, and I'll sabotage him in any of the head-to-head pottery throwing campaigns.
That's what we were talking about it earlier. Italian apparently loves forcing Turin to play a bunch of pointless battles so that his tendinitis kicks in and he can beat them in later battles when they fight head-to-head.
Dude, it's the only thing I can do. That's like the
dirtiest thing I've ever heard anyone do in a head-to-head campaign. It's like literally like pissing in someone's cereal.
Dude, and I would do that if it meant that I'd win the quick battle against him.
It's like the only way. You just gotta like sabotage his wrist if you want to beat him. That's the only.
Dude, it's sad I trying to make him laugh out the whole one. Like there was one where Vargeists were just killing me so much that I was just like so salty about it, and it was distracting him, which allowed me to kind of like somewhat pull out of the fight without completely losing my whole entire army. Like it's got to go for the wrist or for the humor. It's one or the other. One or the other. But that I think concludes our lovely podcast for tonight. Our lovely romp through Vermintide 1. But thanks for joining us here today, man. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me, dude.
Yeah, man. We'll hopefully do more of these in the future. I know Lore Master of Sotek and I have talked about doing this. Gobbo King and I have talked about doing one for just like strictly talking about a bunch of history stuff. So if you guys want to see more podcasts, just stay tuned. We'll be putting them more out, and stop on by Indie Pride's channel. He's got a lot of stuff coming out. He just did Mortal Empires campaign for Archaon, like we were talking about at the very beginning. And I'm sure you're going to be doing some more Mortal Empire goodies before launch, right?
Yeah, some more multiplayer. I don't know if I'm going to do any more, like, By the way, what the hell does bespoke mean? Because for some reason I just wanted to use that word because like CA uses it in a bunch of their marketing material, and I don't even know what it is. But I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do any more bespoke campaign footage. I don't even think that's the right usage for it. But yeah, I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm gonna be doing any more of those one-off campaign things because I don't. I mean, frankly, I got early access to it on like Saturday night. Like it's not a whole lot of time, not a lot of turnaround to be able to bang out campaign parts. I don't know. We'll see. I might do a live stream or something. Still got a couple days to figure it out, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'll be at work and I'll watch your live stream. I'll chuck dollar bills at you, man. Make you dance.
Baby, just yeah. I like I've been saying, I need like some like Sultan oil or like oil baron from like Saudi Arabia or someone to just be like my sugar daddy, and just like
oh baby,
man,
baby.
I love Indie Pride's videos. He makes the best videos. I will give him millions of dollars, and then just like literally like send like millions my way like every day to just like bang out lore videos or something. Like that would be really nice,
dude. And then just scalp your socials.
If you're watching this video, I need a sugar daddy, please.
Yeah, head on.
Finance my sad, pathetic life, and I'll just like bang out some beautiful lore videos for you. If you're spending like millions of dollars on me, it'll be great.
Yeah, head on.
Totally worth it.
Head on over to naughtyindieprideswebcam.com if you want to be his sugar daddy.
There we go. And then yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to say anymore, dude.
Well, that's why we're ending it. Well, thanks for watching here today, guys. Have a good one. Take care. Go on over to the Indie Pride's channel. Check out some of his lore videos. I mean, I'm pretty good, but I guess he knows. I know. I think he knows a thing or two.
I'm pretty good.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
See you guys.